All right, we're here from the LA Regional, and what are you guys' names, and what did you do today?
I'm Jesse Simnegar.
And I'm Julien Kehon, and I got third.
And I got 6th. We both topped the LA Regional.
Yeah. Infinite Worlds points, let's go.
Playing Maliss.
Yeah, we both played Maliss. We played the same list, so we're doing a little combo wombo deck profile again. First, I'd like to start with some shoutouts. Shout out to Card Art for sponsoring me. Shout out to Guts. Shout out to Jesse, like literally the person that tested the most. Shout out to Nate behind the camera.
Also topped.
Also topped, yeah. The three of us drove together, we all topped. Hey, yo. Shout out to my mom for letting me borrow her car. That's my goat. Shout out to 𝕬𝕬𝕤𝕤. And then, I guess the Discord server too, yeah. Shout out to Fender Support Squad.
Yeah, shout out to Fender, shout out to John, shout out to Josh. I forgot to shout him out in the last profile.
Oh,
I felt really bad. I felt really bad. Shout out to everyone else in the group chat. Yeah,
I shouted you out.
Bro, I feel bad. Go.
Alright, so for the main deck, for the Maliss engine, we have 2 mouse. I played 3, but 2 was just correct. 2 rabbits,
Okay.
2 cats. Some people play 3 of this card. We have some other options. 3 hares, 3 backups, 1 wizard, 2 field spell, 1 terraforming, 1 gold sark. This is just like the whole engine. We played 1 AI Michu. This is pretty much like instead of a 3rd cat, it's just we wanted this card somewhere in the list for sure, because we'll show and decide we're playing Thrust. And we were able to find more space in the deck as a whole by just maining this and playing 1 less cat. So it just made sense.
And from Providence, we ended up cutting the allures in exchange for bestials, just because we thought that Droll was also going to be like even more common going around this time, and bestials were just like
much better.
Yeah, they just ended up being like way better farm cards. Also, we expected like more Mitsu.
Yeah.
I played 0 Mitsu.
I played 1, and then Nate played like 4. Played the 1 mouse in the mirror. I mean, this card just like really good against like Raziel variants as a Deado out. It's just a board breaker, like an engine. Like it's an engine requirement and also a board breaker at the same time, which is great. We played the 2 traps. According to Pack, we're behind, but we're playing GWC and MTP. No TB, because if you play TB, you're actually behind. But yeah, this is our engine. It's 21 cards, so we try to have it be as compact but also as consistent as possible. Playing like, the Michu instead of a cat, which is technically a better starter in some cases, but not always.
Yeah, I did the GWC all day.
I only drew it twice.
So much GWC.
But it was in the same match, so that was kind of cursed.
Yeah, like I said in the Providence profile, it would be nice to play 3 cat, but I think it's more important to reach the non-engine that you want to have.
So for the non-engine, we're playing the 2 Bestials, Magdrus, the 2 Nibs, 3 Fuas, and 3 Drolls, 3 Ash, 3 Imperm, 3 Impulse.
So the main changes with these, we ended up not maining the Perulia anymore, in favor of main decking Nibiru, Imperm, and the Bestials. Nibiru was just doing really well for us, so we wanted to include it somewhere in the list, especially because people were disrespecting Mulch armies. So if they push really hard into it, you can punish them for that. I didn't think this card was that great into Mitsurugi, so like it was the first non-engine I was willing to cut to keep it at 40. And then we added in the Imperms, which I was not playing prior, over Metal Shoutouts because it's like a more like reliable card.
Yeah.
A duo out and a Deado out, which is nice.
Yeah. Like at Providence, we both played Metal, right? And I had, unfortunately, my run at Providence was like infinite rogue, like no mirrors, 0 mouse mirrors, and my Metal Tronus was dead a lot of the time, and a lot of the time I drew 2, and I'm like, oh man, if this was 2 Imperm, it'd be a lot better. So Imperm was just like the safer card to play, especially for a regional. You don't know what you're gonna run into, so.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is like we were considering pretty much for Providence we played like 9 like bomb hand traps, like 3 Fua, 3 Perulia, 3 Drolls, and here we wanted to play more like real hand traps that also work as well when you're going first. So we were considering like either 3 Drolls or 3 Perulia. Like it was gonna be one or the other. And in the end we came down to Droll because Droll's actually like against Raziel, like FTK if you go first with it, right?
Yeah.
If I set up a board and I have Droll, like, they're not winning.
That was the other big thing with so many mulch armies in the format, and like the average like deck list catching on to the fact that playing like super high mulch army count was really good. Then like going first becomes hella problematic if your hand is super dead.
Yeah.
So having the drolls just helped in that sense, and also like it's not bad against Maliss. Like it does cut the board down.
Like droll plus nib, droll plus bestial, droll plus impulse is actually like really good into Maliss. I drolled a guy and he ended on like firewall pass when he had like literally more extenders in hand that I knew of. And I was like, okay, I break your board now, thank you. But yeah.
By the way, it's pretty standard. 40 cards.
Yeah, 40 cards. We don't really like the deck's not consistent enough to go above 40. And if you like add consistency to go above 40, then you're just like diluting down the good cards.
You're not drawing Dormouse.
Yeah, not doing Dormouse.
For the extra deck, I'm playing 2 𝕀𝕟𝕗𝕚𝕚𝕤. We still played 𝕬𝕟𝕚𝕚𝕤. We played, we also still played the 𝕬𝕚𝕚𝕤. Like this came up a bunch for me. This deck, like you said, it's actually not that consistent. So sometimes you just got to make work with what you have. So this came up for me a decent amount. You still need Link Spiders, like engine requirement, basically.
I summoned this card today. I got Nib.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter.
Nib becomes God card against you if you don't play this card.
Yeah,
and if you play this card, Nib is like, it needs to be super paired.
Yeah.
Splash, Wicked. We played Dark Charmer this time.
This card is really good.
Yeah, this card's really strong. So
I had this card turn like a few losses into wins for me.
Yeah.
Like at least 2. So I definitely do not. I'm very happy that we decided to not cut it because
this was basically Providence was like our 16th card, but we played Metaltronus, and it felt like the most cuttable at the time. But now with no Metaltronus, there's no detonator in the extra deck, so you can play Dark Charmer.
Yeah, Metaltronus definitely like constricted the list a little too much. So I'm happy we didn't play it.
Yeah, and then SP, we actually talked about cutting this for a while.
We took this out last night for like 7 minutes.
I mean, the thing is, like at Providence, like I didn't summon this a single time. A lot of Maliss players felt the same, but then the funny thing is we kept it in, and then like this tournament I just summoned it a bunch of times.
Yeah, I summoned it a lot this tournament, so I'm really happy we did not cut it.
Yeah, but this card's obviously good.
Yeah.
The Malice links, just one of each.
That's standard.
Access
code
code
is standard. Like you have to play that card. Helps you push for game.
Firewall, and then we did play Bomber. So for me personally, like in the testing leading up to this, like the little bit of extra testing we did, this card was like pretty solid in the mirror. In the actual event, and then summoned it a single time.
I summoned it a few times, but I don't think that it actually mattered. I'm pretty sure I was just like winning those games, or like I like it in theory. A lot of people that played this just replaced code with it or allied code. I didn't want to play for that reason. I wanted to play it for like the half boards where you get FUA, and you like end on Firewall GWC, where like ending on Bomber GWC is like a lot stronger in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But like this is really only good in the mirror, because against Rizio they just go X dump aggregator and this card's blank. So it's like, yeah, it's decent. We cut Midnight early that we were playing before. Midnight is like our super clean out to Chaos Hunter, right? Like if like Jesse showed in his last deck profile, if you have the route through Midnight, you can out the Chaos Hunter and still end on full board, or like even better than full board. Now you have a Midnight randomly, right? And this was definitely like a worse Chaos Hunter out in my opinion. However, we expected less Chaos Hunters just because like everyone in their deck profiles at top were like, I had the Chaos Hunter out, I had the Chaos Hunter out. So we were just like, okay, people are probably gonna be scared. I got Chaos Huntered once.
I got Chaos Huntered 0 times.
Yeah, I got Chaos Huntered once going second, and I had talents.
Yeah, so yeah, we just like kind of made the read that Chaos Hunter would be played as much, and then like when we did get Chaos Huntered and we drew no talents, no thrust, then like we have like the Bomber line if necessary, but like just didn't expect it too much. Expected like a lot more Meows, a lot more like obviously Lancia, but
the side deck
and side should be pretty standard, I think, honestly.
Yeah.
Lancia, Perulia. We didn't main this, so we sided it.
The Perulias, they're still like really good. Like we were putting them in the mirror.
Oh, for sure.
We were like taking out imperms in the mirror, and we were just like floodgates only, because imperms like only good if they open one starter only, and it's like okay, but
in the mirror we were taking out engine and then droll imperm.
Yeah.
I was keeping in the Bestials like no matter what.
Yeah, I was keeping
like
the Bestials too. The Bestials are just way too good. Especially because now we only play good Bestials, and you can't break on more than one Druid because you only play one Druid, so like you might as well just keep it.
Yeah. I expected less mirrors this time around, especially at a regional. So I was like, okay to like add the Bestial in.
At a YCS, I played 0 mirrors, and at a regional, I played 4.
California.
Yeah, I know. The rest of the side deck, We played the thrust package, so we played the 3 thrust. For the going first cards, we played Mischief, DDG, and Sanctum. Shout out to me for saying we should play this card. I didn't use it one time.
Every time he convinces us to put it in the list, I never use it. But it's like normally, like we've been playing Blackout in the slot for like the last few tournaments as like a generic out, but then we just felt like these 3 covered everything. Like we couldn't think of a deck we'd want none of these in, so then it was just like no real reason to play Blackout.
I just felt like for a regional, it'll probably come up more that you play against a random deck and like. You know, there are definitely those games. Yeah, you definitely those games where.
Crystron won
the
regional,
Crystron
right?
you can sync them.
True.
I mean, DDG is probably better, just banish all this stuff, but there are definitely games where you don't open backup, right, and you get Lancia, and all you have is thrust, and you're like, okay, I want a Floodgate, and like, you know, people are playing like the strike package, which I think is fine, but at the same time, I like just floodgating my opponent out of the game before a turn. When they're floodgating, I just. Okay, now you can't play either.
I also think like strike is like, I mean, just to bring up Chaos Hunter again, like they cannot deal with Chaos Hunter. This card can.
This card also outs Chaos Hunter. Yeah.
This card's like insane into Nib.
And we can also side this in going second. Like going second, we're just replacing Engine with this card. Like because we have the 1 Michu in the main, we just replace Engine with this card, and then if we already have the Engine, then we have Talents, Duster, and Called By as options. Yeah. I drew Duster once, but it was like a blowout game where my opponent had no back row, so.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, fair enough, yeah.
So
pretty solid. Like, this is like the last
deck,
card.
yeah.
We thought about like siding there early, and then we're just like, nah, people won't have Chaos Hunter. It's fine.
We also just didn't want to have to change the sleeve every...
Yeah, I'm too lazy for that.
But yeah, that's our deck.
Maliss.
Thanks for tuning in. Shout out Carter.